All right, dude, here we go. Welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Happy Hour. What's going on, Mike?
Same old Derek, episode 4.
Absolutely.
I have the timer set promptly this time.
Wow, what a miracle.
Listen, it took a month and a half.
Yeah, dude. Same old, right?
That's it.
Yeah. What is your go-to phrase when people ask you, like, what's going on?
It used to be living the dream.
Oh, really?
I got over that pretty quick. And then now my current go-to is same shit, different pile.
Same shit, different pile.
Yeah.
That's different than the same shit, different day.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because I was sick of hearing that too. I talk to so many people all the time at work, so I'm like, I got to come up with something that they can also relate with, but it's also kind of new.
Yeah, you think same shit, different pile is different enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
It works. Because they're expecting something, and then all of a sudden I just hit them with a zinger.
There you go.
Yeah. What's yours?
Mine was like same old for a while, which I didn't even feel like pronouncing the D at the end of old. So it was kind of like same old apostrophe, same old apostrophe. You know, just to, again, throw them through the loop and put a little bit of a accent on it.
Yeah.
But right now, what is it? People ask me what's going on. I'm like, same old. So I shortened it a little bit, but
There you go.
yeah. So this is episode 4 of the Buffalo Happy Hour, starting off strong already. For some reason, I'm juiced today for no reason.
You're definitely going to take lead this week.
Dude, I don't know what's going on. Even at work today, my coworker was like, "Can you calm down a little bit?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm juiced. Get on my level." I just don't understand. I'm like amped. I'm pumped. I don't even know what to describe myself as.
It's good.
Yeah.
Some of the energy is transferring across the table.
Hopefully it's good. And I left my notebook over by you, so now you got both the screenshot and the notebook. So if you want to pass that over, that'd be great.
It's not allowed. I'm literally hoarding all the information.
Awesome. Well,
there you go.
to that note, we have a different whiskey this week. Right now it is Black Button. So we decided to go back to Black Button this week. We originally had an interview scheduled with a company down in Ellicottville that was going to release this week, but the gentleman who is the head distiller there canceled. So we're going to have the Black Button one because they have an extensive selection. Very good. Mike's making faces over here, so it must be very good. You can see his faces if you look at YouTube. But so the guy canceled, and we wanted to do Black Button because, one, they have a very extensive selection, and this is just one. We tried their first one, the 4-grain whiskey that we did on our second episode, right?
Yeah.
Things are flying, man.
Seriously, we're already losing track.
Yeah, already losing track with these 3 whiskeys we've done. I think it's old age. So this one is the collaboration whiskey from Black Button. It's their green label if you're not watching on YouTube. If you aren't watching on YouTube, you better watch it on YouTube.
Facts.
Yeah, these are beautiful faces. So the collaboration whiskey, we'll get into the details of it later on in the episode, but we just wanted to touch on that this is the one that we're doing today, even though it's Black Button. It's kind of the same company that we did a little bit ago, but it's a completely different whiskey, and it's already fantastic.
It is. I stole a sip.
Yeah.
And threw me for a loop. I was not expecting to have all those different sensations go through my body, but it was good. What do you think?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes at you hard at first.
Yeah, but it's really good.
Yeah, and then it smooths out real quick, though.
It's not even like there's almost no burn.
Yeah.
It's just the amount of flavors that's within it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. We got to rate it.
I know that we talked about the first time we had whiskey last week, but
Yeah.
do you remember like the reaction you had when you had whiskey for the first time straight without in a mixed drink?
No.
No.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know, Parks and Rec. Gina and I always joke about it because Ben Wyatt, Adam Scott, whenever he tries whiskey or something, he's like, ooh, like because he's like, trying to digest it going down his throat. You don't remember having any type of reaction like that?
No, dude, now I got to start thinking about
Yeah.
when I was a kid and I would sneak whiskey or alcohol behind the bar in the basement.
Yeah.
Because that was about the first time.
Yeah.
Because when I was, an adult, nothing really surprised
Nothing
me.
bothers you anymore?
Yeah. It's just, as an Irishman in South
As
Buffalo.
an Irishman.
Yeah, you just grow up drinking at a young age. Probably 14 was my first beer, and then I think probably 9 or 10. So here's what happened.
Wow.
9 or 10,
Yeah, you
I
gotta
had
do
my
a little bit more explaining on
yeah.
that.
So at 9, 10 years old,
Coming right out of the womb, man.
Seriously, 9, 10 years old, I went into the basement with a buddy, and I definitely remember the first shot of vodka I ever had, and then there was real cheap whiskey, and I tried that, and I couldn't do it.
Really?
It was horrible. Like the burn, my whole body was flipping out. But every year we'd have a Christmas party, and they were ragers. We had, I don't even know how big the house is. I'd have to look it up. But the house I grew up in was a ranch with a finished basement.
Oh, okay.
And we would invite everybody to the point where our street was lined with cars on both sides, and then everybody would walk up, and it was always a good year when we went to school the next Monday, and everyone's like, dude, you literally had cars at my house, and they're probably a mile and a half down.
Really?
Because you have Pleasant that run into Smith in, like, Lakeview, Hamburg, and we would have cars going all the way down that road. It was like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Tiff and Mike are having their party again.
Oh, sweet.
So we would fit probably, I think the one year we had 125 people in the house.
Wow.
And you couldn't walk. I mean, wherever you were, you were. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't leave. If you got up, your seat was taken. You were standing for the next 6 hours. Like, that was it. So we would always bring friends over, and then it was a full thing. And we'd always sneak into the basement and then try something as kids, just being little punks.
Did you fill it up with water after, or put water in that way? Did your parents ever mark the bottles so they would know where it was?
No, because we're all having drinking issues. So it wouldn't, it's like, wow, I actually did pretty good last night. Like, nothing, it didn't matter. Like, we didn't have to hide anything.
Yeah, my parents didn't do that, but I've heard stories of people doing that. Like, I'm pretty sure my uncle used to do that.
Yeah.
And they put water in to hide it, like, when they did drink it, because then they would see he marked the bottle with a permanent marker at this level, and then they just threw water in it after.
Yeah, I think my dad and his siblings, my aunt and uncles used to do that.
Oh, really?
I don't think it ever worked. Or my grandparents just never cared.
Yeah.
And just didn't say anything.
Just never cared.
Yeah, but I definitely, cousins too. Cousins did the same thing. Not us. We didn't. Mom didn't care.
No.
That's for sure. Yeah, she was over there just having the time of her life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
cool.
good.
Yeah, so we're having this black button again. Last week, if you missed the episode last week, episode 3, we talked about Tommy Rotter, which released today, which is October, 20-something?
What is it, 21st?
1st, something like that? I don't know. Last
21st.
2 weeks ago, we did the Black Button 4-grain straight whiskey, and then our first episode was the 1 Foot Cock. So if you missed any of those episodes, go back and take a listen to them. They're actually getting some plays even right now, even the 1 Foot Cock one as we speak, which is pretty cool, which means people are going back and listening.
Royalty income, dude.
I know, dude, tell me about it. Yeah, we got to start marketing for these people.
I know, seriously.
So, do you want to talk about the black button right now?
Yeah,
and
we
we can
can.
give the rating later.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll start with not basically their info or whatever, but the story about picking up this bottle was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So as we discussed last episode, I drive a lot for work. So I went to an appointment, finished it up, and then on the way back to another appointment, I was early, thank God. Mm-hmm. And my first appointment did not take as long as I thought. So I knew that I had about 15 minutes to spare, and then that gave me time to swing into the store, pick up this bottle, and then go to the next appointment.
Right.
So as I walked in, I now have a different lens for whiskey. I would only used to look for like Jameson, Gentleman Jack, Maker's Mark, and now I walk in and I see all these bottles.
Really?
So I
That's
see
sweet.
Black Button, Tommy Rotter, Buffalo Distilling, and I'm like, oh my God, look at all these bottles. So I'm like, well, I only have like 3 minutes. Like, I have to come back. Luckily, me being me, I bought a house around the corner from the store.
Nice.
So it's not like it's not out of my way. I could walk there. Mm-hmm. Also, a very dangerous thing. I definitely contribute to the town taxes more than I should. But anyways, it was right when I walked in. They had an entire 2-shelf end cap space. It was back to my retail days, full of Black Button products.
Oh, nice.
They had their creams, all these different whiskeys, and then some gin. So I got pretty juiced up. Quickly grabbed this bottle and then left. So this bottle, the collaboration, is Black Button and O'Bailey's Distillery.
O'Begley's.
O'Begley's. Nailed it. So if you haven't, what we should do is take a picture of this, is look at his handwriting. Your handwriting is annoyingly neat. We got a sip. Is annoyingly neat.
It's not even that.
So good.
It is very good. It's not even that neat. It's just on like an italics angle.
Why?
I don't know. That's just how I tilt the book and write at the same time.
Yeah. No one I know else does that.
I actually have a weird bump, just side note, on my middle finger where I hold the pen. And I'm pretty sure this bump just came out of nowhere because of how hard I used to write or hold the pencil when I was a kid.
Did the nuns smack your knuckles?
No, I did not go to a Catholic school. But it's an actual bump on here, and I would break pencils when I was younger because I would grip them so tight, and my pens would have a curve into them because the way that I was gripping it It was so tight. Anyway, sorry, side note. Go for it.
Wow.
Yeah. No more questions
Phenomenal.
needed for that.
No, it's fine. I'm all about that. So anyways,
Just an angry person, I guess.
yeah, you're trying to rip the paper with the ballpoint. Yeah. So these two distilleries collaborated, got together, hence the name Collaboration Whiskey.
Yep.
Pretty smart. It's hand-selected barrels from both distilleries. So they pick their best barrels, and then Black Button picked their best, and then their head distillers nerded out and came up with this phenomenal tasting whiskey.
Absolutely.
So they blended it together, and it remained in wooden caskets, or casks, not caskets. Wow. That was because there was a funeral on the way here,
Oh, really?
so that's where my brain
Well,
went.
that's also because of our episode coming up on November 1st. He cleverly named them caskets, which you'll hear about them.
Oh, yeah, that's
But,
right.
yeah,
He
so
did.
it's brainwashed into you. They're caskets from now on. We can just call them caskets.
Perfect. We're going to roll it. That's our new theme.
Absolutely.
Theme
Perfect.
for this episode
caskets.
is death.
Yeah.
We also
oh,
have
okay,
to talk
wow.
about that article,
Wow.
dude.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Because somebody drove behind a log truck,
Yeah.
and then it went through their windshield.
Like we were just talking about last week.
So we got to talk
Dude,
about
that's
that.
scary. Yeah, we'll talk.
Of course it's scary. So anyways, all
Hopefully
right.
you did research on that, 'cause I didn't.
I just know it was in Georgia.
Okay, good.
So it was
Everything happens in Georgia.
everything. So, all right.
There goes all those listeners.
So this whiskey is 30% 4-grain bourbon.
Which is the Black Button Blue Bottle.
Perfect. And 70% Irish-style all-malt whiskey.
Which is O'Begley's bottle that they have. So they took the 4-grain. I'm pretty sure. I mean, again, don't ever take anything I say too seriously on this podcast because I'm not 100% sure on anything. But this blue bottle that we had in our second episode is their 4-grain straight. And O'Begley's has their bourbon that they have, which I'll talk on a little bit. And I also want to reach out to the O'Begley's distillery to have them let us have or buy a bottle from them and talk about their history too, because it's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Because they started and they're fully on the Irish train. I'm pretty sure their family farm started in Ireland and they just took some of the things over here. Sorry, I'm sidebarring, and I want to have them on because this seems like a very interesting story from them. But their whiskey that they have, which I'll touch on in just a little bit, is their small batch pot still whiskey, which maps to the Irish style ale or Irish style whiskey that is featured in this collaboration.
I feel like when we walk into that place, I'm just going to start crying because I'll feel like I'm home.
Yeah.
And
It is really cool.
I want to go.
I looked at some of the information online and they have like all of their motors in the company, like the motors that are powering these single batch processes are taken from like historic sites around the area that were decommissioned or something. It looks really sick. Like we really have to go.
Yeah, we will.
I'll contact them.
Perfect.
All right, anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So for the taste, it's a sweet malt as the initial.
Mm-hmm.
It's a subtle oak and spice undertone with honey and vanilla at first and then oak and vanilla at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't even think there's a beginning, middle, or end portion to this. It's everything at once, and it is super good.
Yeah. Absolutely. We have to get some of these taste profiles from the actual distillery because if we were to sit down and talk about it, it's really subjective to you and I. Like you might taste something different than what I might, but this is what the distillery planned on having within here. So we at least want to touch on it, and then you and I touch on what we feel in the actual very high class whiteboard that we have up here.
Extremely.
Yeah, we talk about our flavor profile that we're getting, but that's exactly what the distillery wanted us to taste. And you're right. I think that it all just molded into one taste, which is great.
Yeah, I like it.
So really quick, just wanted to give a little bit of an intro on O'Begley's Distillery. So they were founded in 2011. Again, they have a very colorful history, which I want the head distiller on the episode really bad. So we'll have to plan that. They do a small batch pot still process, which really is the style of making whiskey in one distillery from both mixed mash that are both malted and unmalted barley in one single pot still. So you have this pot still process, which is known for making small batches or one batches at a time. And you have the more traditional, which is a column still process, which is more of a continuous process that can make many batches at a time. So that's really the difference between a distillery that is pumping out a lot under a continuous column still process and a distillery that is pumping out small batches. Maybe some whiskey people believe that a small batch process like this pot still process is more true to what the whiskey was originally tended to be tasted like. But that's where this distillery makes their name, is with this small batch process. So really, I know I said this a couple times, but we really want to have them on to talk about it. So we'll tag them in this video. Anyone that knows, if anyone knows people that work there, let us know. Get us in contact with these people because they have a great story. We want to share it.
For sure.
They're in Pittsford, New York, too, I believe. So it's right around Rochester. So it wouldn't be too far of a drive if you and I went out there.
Not at all.
I mean, we might get killed again, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
we'll see who else is driving on the road.
Yeah.
We should be all right, though.
Yeah.
Bunch of animals out there.
Right. So how was your weekend, Michael? Let's start there before we get too far off the rails.
All right, so making my palms sweat thinking about it.
Hell yeah.
But I had training over the weekend for the Army. I had to do my duty obligation.
There you go.
So I basically...
Second last one, right?
Yeah, second last one. It was not bad.
Yeah.
It was what we call a home station, so we basically just stayed and did classroom training, and then in a week and a half-ish, something like that, OPSEC, that's it. Okay, I'll explain that joke. I shouldn't, but I will. So OPSEC is operational security. So you never give exact like dates, times, locations, who's going, what, like all that stuff, just because it's,
Yeah.
threats. So you understand
Threat.
cybersecurity.
Yeah, threat.
So
Nailed it.
I always say like, in a week we're gonna be doing this week-ish OPSEC,
Sure.
and then I always throw in OPSEC, and then our community laughs because
Gotcha.
we're nerds.
Yeah,
Well, anyways,
for sure. I got
so we did classroom portion this month, and then next month we're doing the field portion of what we did in the classroom. So I was in charge of teaching 5 classes to the unit, and then it was a round robin setup. So, group 1 went to this class, then they went to this class, then we broke for chow. Then they went to this class, and then went to this class, then we broke for chow. Then they did class, bed, right? So I was an instructor. My best friend and cycle platoon sergeant is the other instructor, and then we basically spun the unit up on what we had to do for our tasks that higher wants us to accomplish. So I taught like a teacher, which was interesting. And side note, if you have a master's degree, you're able to teach. Did you know that?
Like, just able to?
Yeah.
Regardless of what the master's degree is in?
Correct.
Really?
So if you get a master's degree, you could teach in college.
Oh, I did not know that.
My buddy told me that the other day, and I was mind blown.
Does he have a master's?
Yeah. I'm debating on getting a master's just so I can teach.
Why would you want to teach, though?
Kind of cool. I mean, I did it all weekend.
You
and it
already
wasn't that
work
bad.
90 hours a week. Do you really
You're
want-
right.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't. But I'm saying, retirement, long-term planning. You know how I am. I forecast.
Yeah, really.
I forecast my entire life, and if
Right.
it doesn't go to plan, I flip out,
Sure.
and then everyone tells me to calm down. Woosaba.
Right.
It's life, and I'm like, no, it's not life. I'm in control of my life.
Hell
Raw,
yeah, you are.
and then it doesn't. Yeah,
Get it.
I'm a disaster.
Disaster.
What'd you do over the weekend?
Well, my cousin got married, which was exciting. We had
Cheers.
we had a rehearsal dinner on Friday, the wedding on Saturday, which was exciting. I was the best man, so I had to give a speech.
How was it?
It was fantastic. I mean, I think it was, but do you ever start talking and just start blacking out, and you know that you're talking, and you kind of get sidetracked in what you want to say because you black out? Does that ever happen to you?
Every episode we record this podcast. What do you like? What do you mean?
Like we're listening to the episodes back, and we're like, we didn't talk about that, did we? Do you like public speaking?
I love it. Yeah.
Do you really?
I also took it in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't really productive.
It
You
was
think
in
it
the
was?
first. It was in the first school that we went to that we can't talk about.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it
I-
honestly was. It was good.
I took it in the first school too, but the other campus.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
The more astute campus, as I like to say.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the prissy campus.
Yes. There you go. With that one random field next to it
Yeah.
that no one uses.
No one uses at all.
Such a waste of whatever.
So, what did you ever get analyzed on your public speaking habits?
Yeah, a lot.
What are your tendencies?
Well, I used to have a tick with like my leg. I would
okay.
literally move my leg, or I would start talking with my hands. I stopped.
Really?
Basically, I got recorded once, and then that was it. That's all it took. It wasn't just listening to myself speak. It was watching myself speak, and then when I watched myself, I immediately changed it. It was one of the greatest after-action reviews I've ever done.
Yeah, really.
So, yeah, it was intense.
Mine was that I said, I think I said quite a bit, which I still do. I mean, that's kind of a placeholder word. So
For sure.
every once in a while I'll throw it out there, but I have gotten much better. I took this public speaking class actually in my current job during the management development program that I was in. And this one person, I remember it so vividly, would always, again, not using genders, would always do this. So she would be talking.
They
and then
would
she
be
would,
talking.
Damn it, I just said I'm not going to be using genders. They would be talking and then they would just start clapping. And because they talked with their hands all the time, as they were talking, they would just keep clapping. And everybody in the room, because we were meant to critique them to get them prepared for professional life and how to properly present to people, everyone was like, yo, listen, this is getting obnoxious. So after we told them and they were like, oh, no way, I do that? I'm like, are you kidding me? It was echoing through the whole hallway. Yeah, you do it. I can't hear anymore. So it's funny watching people public speak that aren't comfortable with it because we're trained to pick up certain things. And once you pick up some certain things that people do, you start ticking whenever they do that certain thing. Like you can count how many times people say like, or count how many times they say And after a while, you just start blacking out yourself because you're so focused on this one word that they keep saying, and you drive yourself insane.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
There were professors that would do it too.
Yeah.
And I think 3 professors in my entire collegiate career would always say...
Sounds so fancy.
Yeah. They would always say one word, whether it was like, always. You know what I do? I always say phenomenal.
Really?
Have you noticed on this podcast?
I have not.
I say phenomenal a lot.
I'm
I'm sure some troll is going to
really.
go back and start counting now.
One of our 30 viewers.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing good. We're doing good.
We are. So, honestly, were you nervous starting a podcast and being in front of a camera?
Not at all.
No?
I couldn't care less.
Good.
I was so pumped.
Good.
Just to
Yeah.
give something for the people. You know, just to fight for the people.
Yeah, and it's you and I talking to each other, really. I mean, we have millions of viewers out there that are really tuning into this episode.
Obviously.
The first couple times that I actually watched our episodes back, one, I know that I have a much bigger head than I thought I did. That's really my biggest takeaway from this, is I look at this video and I'm like, my head's twice the size of Mike's. How does this happen? And
you're also
that was
twice
my
as
first
smart.
takeaway. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Okay.
So that was my first takeaway, and the second one was I pick up on our like themes of the episode too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my head's at when listening to these,
which is good
because you're trying to critique yourself for future episodes, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the wedding. So yeah, it was a best man speech. It was really a roast. I kind of told everybody at the beginning, I'm like, listen, this is gonna be a roast of him, and it ended up turning out pretty good. I know that when we get to the point where I get married, it's just going to be another roast back. So that's the cool thing about that. But yeah, it was a really fun wedding. It went really all night. We went out after, didn't get home until 3. And then Sunday, watched the Bills game. Bills beat Miami. Very close game, closer than I would have liked it to be. True. And we made cider, which was sick.
Yeah, I'm having that before I leave.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
You can tease me with a photo.
Yeah. We got
fresh cider.
Yeah.
Okay, bud.
Yeah, okay, dude. How do you know how to make cider? Yeah, we took 2 gallons of it, which is sick. So we'll be downing that within the next week. But it was really cool. So Gina's family had their like family friend has a whole process where they buy pounds of apples, like pounds and pounds of apples. They crush them there, and then they put them in pillowcases. And then the crushed apples go in the pillowcases, and then it goes into this mechanism that forces all the juices out. So you're obviously juicing the apples. And then it strains it going into the bucket. And then from the bucket, you pour it through another like old pillowcase or something along those lines to like double filter it.
Okay.
And as soon as it's done, that's it. So it took a little bit to do, but it was awesome at the end, and it tastes fantastic. So you'll have to try it after.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. But yeah, that was our weekend. Do you like cider, like hard cider? Have you ever had it?
Like spiked cider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like super hard cider, bro. Like hard.
No, not that hard. but I've had hard.
Yeah.
Like normal hard.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
I can't get behind it.
Why not? Okay. Is this going to be another Nickelodeon Disney thing?
Yeah, dude. No, it's going to be another warm versus cold Brita filter thing.
There we go. Okay.
No, I don't know. I would rather have beer at that point.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You can actually make, like, the pumpkin beers pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you can put whatever around the rim. You know, people like make those drinks with pumpkin beer.
Oh yeah. Like the
Those are super
sugar or something around the rim.
Yeah.
Or whatever
It's
it is.
something obnoxious. You like dip
cinnamon.
the glass. Yeah.
Because we're extra
Well, you got to be festive.
for the fall festives. Did you do anything festive at all lately?
No.
No.
I cut my grass and then I leaf blue leaves. So that's festive.
Blue leaves.
Yeah, I leaf blow all the dead leaves off my
Oh,
lawn.
I thought you meant like the color blue leaves.
No.
I'm like, what do you mean you're leaving blue leaves?
So speaking of leaves, why are people so okay? Granted, it's gorgeous. I get that, but people walk up to trees and they're like, "Look how pretty it is."
Like it doesn't happen every year.
Well, not that, but it's also like you're basically obsessed with the death of the tree. It's just dying and shedding, really.
But it dies beautifully, Mike.
Sure, but we're just fascinated by death. Yet again, death is the theme of this episode.
Oh my
now-
gosh, here we
so
go.
Now all these
Death.
white people flock.
Yeah.
They
all
flock
these
into
white
the
people
woods.
flock.
They flock into the woods and they take pictures and they block roads, potentially get hit by vehicles.
How else are you going to fill up Snapchat stories?
That or Instagram or Facebook, just to prove that you've done something festive with. I'm not calling you out, but I'm calling out everybody. The
Yeah.
matching flannels.
It's calling me out too, but I love it.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not my thing.
No.
I'd rather go camp.
Right.
Which I did talk to Colleen about. So this is our. So you and Gina have the cold Brita. Yeah, Britter. Yeah, I went to
Britter.
college.
Yeah,
So
cold
Brita
Britter.
and then warm Brita.
The Britter.
Yeah, the the Britair. And then I talked to Colleen about camping. She doesn't camp.
Gina doesn't either.
It's not a thing. So she's a city girl. She's, high class. I'm going to sit down and have an old F. Like, I go, cool, but there's a world out there.
Right.
And I want to go live in it. And she's not into that. So I got...
Why light a pine candle when you can open up the window and have the smell of the pines come in? Is Ron Swanson
Exactly.
says. Our favorite person ever.
So she's into glamping.
Okay.
She wants basically a hotel experience in Ellicottville. And that's not camping.
No.
I want to go live in the woods
Right.
and make a fire. Or go to Allegheny and then take over a cul-de-sac with the boys. And then, the boys and the significant others.
Absolutely.
Sit down, have a fire. You cook food on the fire. You get blasted around the fire. And then you mosey on into the, no pun intended, you mosey on into your cabin and then fall asleep. Drunk, wake up, and then restart the fire in the morning and have a Bloody Mary.
Right, absolutely.
To survive the weekend. Like, that's what it's about.
And she's
Like,
not into that?
No.
Not even cabin?
No, because, where does she go to the bathroom? Where does she shower?
Don't cabins have bathrooms in them?
Well, the nice ones.
True.
But I want, the World War II Manhattan Project bunk barracks
Right.
beds that are just inside of some wooden shelter.
Yeah.
And then you keep it warm. Like, they have ones where they do laundry service, basically, where they change the sheets, they come, make the bed, whatever. Like, it's like a hotel.
Right.
And it's not, you're not there for that.
Yeah.
You're there to be in the woods and hang out with people. And everybody makes something. It's like, okay, this guy, Uncle Joe, is really good at chili. So he makes 40 tons of chili. And he's stirring this big damn pot in the community
40
building.
tons.
Yeah. And it's, that's what it's about. And then he goes shower in the community showers.
Right.
I mean, that's how I grew up.
You come away with 5 warts on your feet, but that's how it works.
Yeah, you bring shower shoes
Yeah,
because you're not a
for sure.
barbarian. But
You're not a barbarian. We're only camping outside, dude. We're not barbarians.
yeah, then you let the kids run around, get dirty, get grass stains on clothes, play sports, and then you go for hikes. I mean, that's what I want to do.
When was the last time you went camping?
So I used to camp every year, and then I started playing baseball, and then we reverse it. Sorry. So I grew up playing baseball, and then I stopped playing baseball to go camping.
Okay.
I didn't get to make that choice because I was a kid. My parents made that choice, and then lo and behold, I was in the woods. And then basically
Not getting scholarships.
Yeah, not getting scholarships. and then when I started playing football, that was pretty much it. I think the last time I camped, I was barely a teenager.
Really?
Yeah, probably like it was definitely before I was driving.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're due for a nice camping trip.
Yeah.
When are we going then?
That's what I'm saying. So
Where's your place to go? When we grew up, we used to go to Spraguebrook all the time.
yeah, it's
Which
nice
was nice, but it was close.
there. Right.
Like we went camping. It had to have been 3 years ago. We went out to Thousand Islands and we camped right on the waterfront, which was sick because that was a real camping experience because you're out with no electricity, obviously, and in a tent and sleeping there. But It was right by the water too, so you can go swim and then take a ferry over to the Bold Castle, which was sweet.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was. I mean, those are two different camping experiences, but
Yeah.
I love camping. I love being by a fire. I love just everything about it except mosquito bites.
Yeah, and that's based on time of year too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go in the fall, like now, if you go to Allegheny now, there's no mosquitoes. It's too cold.
Right,
So
yeah.
the mosquitoes are gone, but then you can just sit around, have a fire. The fire keeps you warm. The booze keeps you warm,
yeah.
and then you're just with great company. But that, like, I'm talking camping like that, where you, like, the whole family goes, takes over a cul-de-sac, say at Allegheny State Park.
Yeah.
I haven't done that since I was, like, a teenager. But, you know, I'm trying to get Colleen into it. So she did agree to go on a hike. Now that we got Sam,
Oh, yeah.
you know, obviously we want him to have the best life possible.
Obviously.
So we take him to, like, Chestnut
Sam's the
Ridge.
dog.
Yeah,
not the kid.
Sam's my dog, not the kid. So limited time there, because obviously our child's going to be vaccinated.
Right.
We definitely just lost 15 subscribers.
Your child's gonna be vaccinated in a way. Mine isn't, man. We're gonna throw dirt in his face and hope he lives. Just kidding. That is not good.
So I was talking to her the other night about it, and I said, hey, why don't we take Sam, go to Allegheny, hike, or Letchworth State Park? Those are my two go-tos, Letchworth and Allegheny.
Yeah.
And then camp. Like, why not?
Both of them are close enough. I mean, Letchworth's only what, an hour and 15 away.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No.
We could probably. I know I can convince Gina to go cabin camping. The biggest thing that she doesn't like is sleeping. She doesn't like sleeping in a tent. So I could probably convince her to go cabin camping.
Yeah.
So convince Colleen, or we'll all go.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. Like,
You know we're not going to talk to them about it until this episode releases, and we're just going to get texts simultaneously saying no, and then that'll be the end of that discussion.
100%.
They'll
Until
never-
I throw her in the truck, and then we just go there. I'm just going to say we're going on a cute date night.
Yeah, there you
and then
go.
all of a sudden we're in the woods.
And then you're tailgating me, and they're like, "Why is Derek here? That's weird."
Yeah, you just sit up in the back seat. Hello
Yeah.
there.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, because Gina and Colleen are the first two subscribers other than us.
Right.
So,
Well, I don't even know if Gina subscribed yet. I'm just kidding. She is.
for those that watch our YouTube podcast, you can actually watch my eyes just fall out of my face.
Yeah, because you didn't think I was serious. All right, so you want to get into this whiskey? We're probably sometime through.
We got 27 minutes left.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this whiskey here with this collaboration whiskey.
Shoot.
Take a break a little bit from the funny stories, I guess, because we're just so hilarious.
Yeah, obviously we're going to be stand-up comedians
super
after this
humorous.
episode releases.
Well, yeah, and talking about public speaking, would you ever even try to go up and do stand-up? Some people that think that they're funny, they're like, oh yeah, I can do stand-up for sure. And then they get up there, and I don't know if I would actually have the balls to do it.
It's not even about having the nuts to do it. It's an art.
Yeah.
You got to have the delivery of your jokes down. You have to have the audience on a hook. Like, there's so much that goes into it. It's public speaking on a whole different tier. My buddy does stand-up, and
Does he really?
yeah, and he's actually decently well known around Buffalo, but he was talking to me about it because he knows that I'm totally comfortable in front of a camera, in front of people, I can talk. But to have the
Isn't it you
art
can
of stand-up down it's a big thing.
Isn't it you can speak?
Listen, probably.
Yeah, I can talk real good.
I talk the bestest out of all of them. Telling you, man, I went to college. I don't know almost any of it anymore.
Yeah, really.
It's fine.
I don't know if I could get up there and do stand-up.
I get asked.
And that's on the assumption that I'm actually funny.
I know I'm not funny.
Most of my jokes and why people laugh are because it's inside jokes, which would bomb on stage somewhere.
Yeah, no one else would laugh at that.
Right.
Which is why it's tough, because I'm in the same boat. Like, I can make people laugh with the inside jokes we have, because
Yeah.
I can relate it to whatever we're doing. But to come up with something, like, I can't. Like, Bill Burr talks about self-checkout and rolling hams out the front of the store because he's checking himself out.
Yeah.
I can't think of stuff like that.
Yeah,
But-
he's on a totally different tier though. But yeah,
Of
okay,
course,
so
he's famous. So
yeah,
anyways.
so yeah, and we're far from it. So we'll get there one day though, right? Okay, so anyway, so from a labeling and branding perspective, obviously it has to be consistent with what we had for the first one because it's the same company. So I mean, the black button is still up there. The story's still the same about how the guy was in the business of trying to do buttons and create buttons for high-profile people.
Yep.
The highest-profile people, as I almost spill my whiskey everywhere, and I would have started crying. The highest-profile people, and how he was colorblind, so the color buttons that he would be able to make are black buttons.
Yep.
So Story's the same. Obviously, label's the same. A plus check mark. Disagree?
No, I agree.
Solid. Nose. What about your nose?
What about my nose?
Yeah, it's
on par with the last. It's good.
It's a sweet taste to it. So last time we actually changed the Tommy Rotter to an A++. Are we thinking this one's an A++ or an A+ check mark?
I'd go with an A+ check mark.
Yeah, consistent with the Black Button one.
Yeah. And then the initial taste.
It has the same initial taste, I think. No, I lied. It is a honey and vanilla, they say, instead of a, what was the other one? Vanilla and caramel.
Yeah.
So I know that you like honey quite a bit.
I do like honey quite a bit. However, so far, this is the best tasting whiskey we've had on the podcast.
Okay.
I'm calling it out. I'm putting it there.
Yo.
I'm just going to put it right up
Drop
on top.
the beat.
Yeah. I'm telling
Hottest
you, man.
whiskey.
The first, when I stole a sip in the beginning of the episode, I literally just stared at you and I was like, wow, this takes the cake for me.
So how many check marks does this receive? Or plus marks?
I think it's an A++. Yeah. That's the best. Is that one of the best ratings?
I don't know, man. We gave an A++ to the Tommy Rotter nose. Was that the best nose?
Yeah.
Okay, then A++ it is. You want to go A+++? 3 pluses?
Yeah, we'll throw in 3 pluses.
Okay, just to differentiate it, really differentiate it.
Yeah.
I mean,
A+++.
He never told us the rating scale, so
no,
we have no idea what's good. It could actually probably be failing. We don't know.
We should honestly go into the college and ask if he's still there.
That's under the I was just going to say that's
dude,
under the
I almost
assumption
feel like
there.
his last semester was our last semester there.
It probably was because I told you I took an art class.
He had health issues.
Yeah, I took an art class because it was him teaching it. And then some jamoke came in, and he was like, I'm your teacher. I'm like, absolutely not.
I know.
Where's Professor? What's his face? He's like, he's sick. I'm like, the hell he is. Get him in here. I was pissed, man. I think that it seriously was the last semester that he was there is when he taught us.
I think I remember us talking about it because I remember we asked, and they're like, yeah, I think he's done.
Yeah, the jamoke that was in there was just standing up. He would never make eye contact with any of the students. Obviously, I sucked up and got an A+. Not an A++.
You didn't drop it?
Because absolutely not. I took the whole thing.
If he was not in the front of the classroom, I would have dropped it.
Dude, it was the worst class I've ever taken.
Yeah.
It was literally the worst class I've ever taken. I don't even know if anyone was in there that I knew at the time. It was the worst class I've ever taken. I can't emphasize this enough. That was the worst class I've ever taken. It was, nothing made sense. I think it was like literature and art or something like that.
Did you have to read the textbook?
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
I've never read a textbook in my
right.
life.
Which is why I'm saying you're twice as smart as me, dude.
No, I don't. I honestly can't remember what the class entailed, but it was something along the lines of, I think we actually had to write a poem or something like that. It was
this,
very
4th grade?
Yeah, dude. I was like,
write a haiku.
Yeah, I was like, roses are red, violets are blue.
Yeah, why would I write a Japanese poem when we won in the 40s?
Right, we won in the 40s.
We are back-to-back world champs.
Yeah,
like, no.
A lot of death in those world champs. Nailed it. Death quote again. But yeah, oh my god, this is off the rails. But yeah, so
we gotta get back to the board.
We don't. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want. But yeah, so that was a mess. I actually passed with flying colors. I'm pretty sure everybody called me a teacher's pet in there, but that's fine because I aced the class. Anyway,
you should have put a dog bed that's branded with your name next to his desk.
Like, I'm here, teacher. All right. Anyway, so initial taste. What did we give it?
A+++.
A+++. Okay.
Yeah.
Ending notes.
A++ check mark.
Ooh, A++ check mark. Okay, I will agree with that. I think that this. I mean, you've been doing a lot of the ratings. I agree that this is probably one of the best that we've had.
Yeah.
I did really, really enjoy the first one, the 4 grain straight.
It is good.
But this one is a combination of that and another one.
Exactly. And we got a sip.
So that means, unless you're putting water in here, it's only going to go up from there, right?
Yeah.
Because you're taking what the head distiller at Black Button, when we rated that at 94, and you're taking a whiskey that they feel is complementary to theirs, it's only going to go up from here.
That's right.
So I agree. I think that this is one of the best ones that we've ever had. Do we do another 1, 2, 3? Because that worked so well last time. We're going to the decimals, man.
I know.
All right.
Let's do it.
So 1, 2, 3. 95.5. All right, so 95.75 is our rating. So yeah, that was definitely one of the. I mean, that is the best one that we've had so far. We have many more black button. Many more? Much more? Many more? God, college sucked.
College did suck.
Many
But
more or much more?
For black button?
No, like correct grammar. Many more or much more?
What was the context again?
We have many more black button. We have much more black button.
Yeah.
Much more.
Yeah, much
Okay.
more.
I don't know how I passed school. We have much more black. That still doesn't sound right. Anyway, more black button on the way. Let's just exit that
more
out.
to come.
Yeah, so they have like 6 more that we're going to try.
Yeah.
But we have to go to the actual tasting room to get them because they weren't available in the store, right? Or that particular store that you went to.
Correct.
It was only this one and that one. So
Yeah.
And bourbon cream, we're still going to try that because I believe the lady from Black Button was nice enough to give us one. We just have to go pick it up.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing that Black Button bourbon cream soon. But yes, this is the best one. Out 95.75. We will write that down. Let's actually take a picture of this and post it on our Instagram. That way
People can keep
see
up.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll make an Excel spreadsheet too. Because math, we'll get our Hilbert teacher to do it too.
There we go.
Yeah, so we'll do that and we'll post it on our Instagram. That way people can follow along with what we're going to do.
And if anybody's got recommendations, just drop a comment so that way we can keep up with what you guys think, feel, even critiques. We're down for it.
Yeah.
If it's a critique, you know what? Just send that as a DM.
Yeah.
And then we'll obviously make that correction moving forward.
Yeah, we don't need that public
Yeah,
shaming.
we don't need that public negativity. All right, we need good vibes only moving forward.
You guys suck. You don't even know this.
A plus check mark is not real.
Yeah. Do you know that's not a real rating scale? It goes A, B, C, D. Duh. It's like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Easy, Tiger.
You know what we would do?
Fine.
We would add the letters. We would just add in a G.
Yeah, there you go.
It's fine.
This is a G minus plus sign. So this is the part of the show that varies in time frame. That's a new part, but this is the new show, but it's a new part. So we're going to talk about our cocktails that we suggest.
Yes.
So
Recommended cocktails for
Yes.
people that do not want to try whiskey neat and they don't just want to mix everything with Coke or ginger ale and they don't want to take a blowtorch to a fruit and make a garnish out of it.
blowtorch to a fruit. Love it. That is both an analogy about how my throat feels the first time that I tried whiskey and also the garnish on top of the whiskey. So I like that. We need a drop for this section, I think.
Yeah, we do.
Like cocktails.
I mean, that was like super intense.
You like that?
Yeah.
It goes with the death theme, you know? It was very negative, but I liked it.
I'm in shock right now.
Why?
I just wasn't expecting, that to occur.
I don't think I was either. That just kind of came out.
That's like the damn ass all over
yeah,
again.
the damn ass, dude.
So let me take lead. So we got
Okay, yeah, please take control of the show. Cocktails.
so mine. Oh my
We need
goodness.
so much help.
Yeah,
Someone's
we do.
mowing their lawn, so if you can hear this, I apologize. but
Yeah, if
someone
someone's
get
cutting the
mowing-
grass,
yeah,
that's fine.
I need to do that today.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually gonna go home and do it. Probably blasted because how else would I cut my grass?
Seriously. Speaking of which, do you want to top off and put some of this hemlock leaf?
Yeah, go ahead.
drops in
You
there?
you add that, and then I'll talk about my cocktail. All right, so I'm doing a bourbon tea. So a bourbon tea is 1.5 ounces of bourbon tea, 0.5 ounces of limoncello, which I think is most well known in the colleges. Say like maybe Fred Fest, because limoncello sounds fancy, but it's also cheap, and you can use it for almost everything.
Cello a base.
Shout out to everybody that I'm friends with in Fredonia, and God bless, because what happens in Fredonia stays in Fredonia, to say the least. So we got 1.5 ounces of bourbon whiskey, half an ounce of limoncello, 4 ounces of freshly brewed iced tea. Note it has to be fresh. There's no other option apparently for this recipe. I almost said receipt, like I bought this.
It can't be McDonald's like unsweetened iced tea. That won't work.
No. And then we have a lemon wedge garnish, which is probably optional at that point. And then, of course, ice. So that's the bourbon tea. I'll say it again to wrap up because I keep getting
wrap it up.
sidetracked. So it's 1.5 ounces of bourbon whiskey, half ounce of limoncello, 4 ounces of freshly brewed iced tea, and a lemon wedge garnish.
Okay.
So that's my cocktail.
I like that.
What do you got?
So my cocktail is actually a cocktail that I had for the first time not too long ago. There's this pretty cool bar in Buffalo that is called the Angelica Tea Room,
Okay.
and they make badass cocktails. They switched it to an Angelica Tiki Room, which I wasn't like too fond of the actual feel in that place because it was a cool tea room. It was called at first, which had this classy vibe, and then they went to a tiki room for the summer, which made them change to there was like lays everywhere, and it had this Hawaiian feel to it. And I'm like, I don't want rum, I want whiskey. So a little
Right.
upset about that. Anyway, sidetrack. I had a whiskey sour, I believe, for the first time there.
No kidding.
Yeah,
You've never had those before?
I've never had those before.
Oh, yeah, me neither then. I've never had whiskey sour, let me tell you.
But I wasn't like, if you told me that you're gonna put an egg in my cocktail, yeah, no, I'm good, bro.
Right.
So I didn't ever have one of those. I just wanted straight whiskey without ice or with speed bumps. So I've never tried one. And the guy behind the bar, Jake, shout out Jake if you're listening, please come back because we miss you over at Angelica Tea Room. I don't even know if he quit. I just went there twice and he wasn't there. So he's probably still there. But anyway, so the cocktail is a whiskey sour with an egg. You can make a whiskey sour without an egg, but
Yeah.
the one that I had was with an egg, and I loved it. It's egg white. It's not an actual egg, but it's an egg white. So it's 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, getting real tight with those decimals there, 0.75 ounces, which is similar to the rating that we gave, 1 egg white, and 1 maraschino cherry. So just bringing it full circle, it has a beautiful sour taste to it.
Wow.
I'm not a big sour, I shouldn't say that because I loved Sour Patch Kids when I was a kid. Warheads, when I was growing up, ate so many of them that the top layer of my tongue peeled off.
Are you serious?
Not kidding. I would down them in a disgusting amount. I have ulcers, I wouldn't be surprised, all down my throat. From the amount of sour stuff that I used to eat as a kid and how much hot sauce I eat now, I'm sure I'm going to die early.
What did your parents think?
Dude, I went to the store, so shout out Steve again, the one who I tried the first whiskey with. We would go to Tops, and when we were younger, we were like, yeah, we're going to fill up this bag with Warheads, and then we're going to lift it while we're weighing it to get it at a cheaper price. And, like, we were so badass when we did that. Like, I got this whole bag of Warheads for, like, $1.75. So we bought, like, a 4-pound bag of Warheads, and I would down them so quick that I'm not kidding. It eroded away, like, the top layer of my tongue.
Wow.
I could like grind my teeth against my tongue and pull off flakes of my tongue. Hopefully no one's eating while they're listening to this.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's kind of repulsive, but second, I'm almost proud.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an achievement.
Yeah.
That's a raw tongue.
You have to like be really ambitious and just go for it. At that point you just got to send it in order to really take off that layer of your tongue.
Full send or no
yeah,
send?
just full send or no send.
Remove the tongue.
What was the phrase last week that you used?
Do less, God bless.
Do less, God bless, man. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I did no less. God bless
You
my
did
tongue.
more.
Yeah, I did more.
You're a disaster.
Yeah. So yeah, that was absolutely brutal. And my tongue got so sore, and it actually hurt to put anything on it because there was nothing protecting it.
I'm sure your dentist loved you when you were a kid.
Sure, absolutely. But anyway, so Jesus, okay, back. So whiskey sour. I'm not a big fan of sour things, but this whiskey sour really tickled my fancy. And then also, shout out again to Steve. He's getting a lot of credit on these shows coming up. But he introduced me to sour beers. What are your thoughts on sour beers?
Not a fan.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have to try this. Maybe we'll do a special episode with sour beers. But there's this one sour beer. It's called the Green Zebra. It is sold at Wegmans, and it is the best thing I've ever had in my life.
It's pronounced zebra.
Zebra?
But I'll let it go that time.
The sour zebra. Yeah, so it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I now like sour things again, I guess.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but this whiskey sour was very good. So kind of to bring it back full circle, again, it's 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of lemon juice. We're professionals. 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 ounces of simple syrup, 1 egg white, and 1 maraschino cherry. You shake that thing up, you shake it like a Polaroid picture, and then you pour it in your glass, and then that's it. Send it, bro. Peel that tongue off.
You are definitely on another level today.
Dude, I told you, I'm amped today for some reason. I still don't understand why, but I'm hyper.
You might just run around the block and then come back and sit
And
on the couch.
normally, probably, I have a coffee like at 2 o'clock to give myself some more energy. I did nothing today. And I had a packed weekend too.
Yeah.
I have no idea why I'm this hyper.
You might be overtired.
That
You went
could
to bed at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. You're probably overtired, so now you're just amped.
Oh, I'm amped, bro. I'm juiced,
Yeah.
dude.
Juiced.
And
There
especially with that Bills win. So
definitely helped.
let's talk about that.
Okay.
We don't have time restrictions. Send it, bro.
Yeah.
That's our theme today. Death and send it. We're just sending death. What are your thoughts on that Bills win?
We definitely shook off rust
Yeah.
for the entire first half.
Yeah.
And then we came out the second half. McD calmed us down. Shout out Coach McDermott. The
McD,
dude's
you're
a
listening,
stud.
bro.
He's a stud. But did you hear his locker room speech at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. There you go.
Did you have a sip of that?
Yeah.
Woo!
I definitely a fan of having it just out of the bottle normal without the homogeneous, non-homogeneous leaf water that we drop into it.
The reverse osmosis distilled water with hemlock leaf.
There you go. Yeah.
Dude, I got it nailed now.
Yeah, you do.
No shaming coming my way. But yes, I do like it without that, which is shocking. Anyway, start chewing it. Chew it real quick. Chew it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, that burns, bro.
Ooh, it's making my palms sweat. Ooh. All right. So, wow. That was an experience.
Yeah, to get you. Let me do it.
I want to put something through this. Yeah, dude. I want to put something through this table right now.
That comes out through the nose.
Yeah, that's intense.
All right. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, Bills.
Yeah, the Bills. Duh, Bills.
Duh, Bills.
So we shook off the rust. McDermott made adjustments, squared us away. Josh Allen calmed down. And then, dude, I want him to hang out with Brett Favre.
Josh Allen?
Yeah. If Josh Allen hangs out with Brett Favre for a week, shout out Brett Favre. Brett Favre is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
If he hung out with Brett Favre, then he would legitimately understand how to throw that deep ball.
See, now this is my thought on this.
We could have had 14 more points.
We could have, yes. So this is my thought. I thought that the game in general went very good for our offense because we showed that we can march the ball down the field.
Yeah, but we couldn't close.
Correct. But at the same time, we still have work to do, obviously. But Allen didn't throw any picks. He made no mistakes that game.
I know.
Like from an interception or turnover perspective, he made no mistakes, which was very, very surprising for him.
Yeah.
So that's an improvement right there. Our defense probably took this game off. They probably thought that this was going to be easy because Fitzmagic was in. I knew as soon as he was announced, I was scared shitless.
Me too.
Because he can either throw 400 yards and 3 touchdowns or 100 yards and 4 picks.
Right.
It's a toss-up with him.
Yeah.
Rosen, at least we know he sucks.
Yeah.
So I was very scared with that, and I think our defense probably underestimated Fitzpatrick. And as soon as you get that beard that long, dude, you're guaranteed to throw some touchdowns.
100%.
So
there's so much respect for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. And I think that after we came out of the break, McDermott probably said, yo, listen, defense, you got to step it up. We should not be losing to Miami.
Did you see
And then
that?
Trey got that pick.
Yeah, Trey got the pick. Dude,
And
Trey
the
had a
fumble.
phenomenal
He had
game.
a phenomenal game.
He needs to be talked about more.
Yeah.
Even the commentators are saying how underrated he is.
Yeah.
He's a lockdown corner. But anyways, Sean McDermott called a screen on the sidelines and ran down the field with his hand in front of his face saying screen. And then we blitzed on the spot and then blew up the screen.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I was
I didn't
amped.
know that. That's sweet.
Yeah, I was so amped. He was literally calling plays for the defense on the sidelines and running down the sideline screaming, screen, screen, screen.
Yeah.
And then our guys reacted.
So my thought on Allen's deep ball, and we're only talking about this honestly because we got a lot of good feedback from our Bills talk. So maybe we should make this a semi-regular segment when they're in the season because we did get some pretty good feedback on that. But anyway, so my personal opinion on Allen's long ball. When you watch him in the combine, he threw a decent long ball. He was hitting receivers. He wasn't throwing them 10 yards
for his
deep.
arm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the last season, he was hitting deep balls. I mean, he was hitting Foster all the time.
Yeah.
And then people started getting on him like, dude, your short throw accuracy is ferocious. Ferocious is a word, right?
I think you were trying to say horrendous.
Horrendous and ferocious.
Yeah.
It's a new word now.
It's
I make up
ferocious.
words on this podcast.
Yeah, so
his deep ball was ferocious last week. But I think that his short throws were so horrendous last year that in this offseason, they're like, dude, your deep ball is fine. Let's work on your short throw. And they didn't work on his long ball at all.
No.
So now this year, he's off a little bit. But watch my words, dude. Again, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
We got a drink. And that's definitely not going to help. I'm also going to, now while you finish this thought, try to come up with a way to watch your words.
Yeah, watch my words, bro. Watch them come through this pop filter into the microphone through the other side. No, listen to my words, dude. I'm telling you. At the end of the year, Allen is going to be throwing for 31 points, or we'll have 31 points a game without defensive turnovers or defensive scores. We'll be having these 31 points because he'll be connecting on these long balls. I'm telling you. He just needs some time.
The thing that blows my mind is he's brand new.
Yeah.
He's got, 18, 19 starts? He's brand new.
Right.
Like, relax. Calm down.
He just needs to learn how to slide because he's still making me very nervous.
Sure, but he's just out there having fun. And he's huge.
Yeah, but if he gets
He's
another
such a big
concussion,
dude.
dude, he's had 2 injuries already in his first 2 years. He's got to relax.
He's fine.
He's not fine.
He's fine.
See, it's people like you, dude.
He's trying to make a play.
I get that, and I love his run. But Lamar Jackson is on pace for 1,300 rush yards this season.
He's a new age Mike Vick.
That is disgusting.
I know.
Absolutely disgusting. But he's also throwing for 100.
So
People are saying we should have got Lamar. It's like the dude's throwing only for 100, 150 yards a game.
I'm so
or
happy
150,
we do not
200
have
yards.
Lamar.
I don't want another running back as a quarterback. I like Allen staying in the pocket, hit the deep balls, run if you have to. Be the new age Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Or Ben Roethlisberger doesn't run. He can't run.
No, he's just huge.
Yeah, he's just a big dude.
Yeah. But, Allen is perfect for our franchise.
Yeah.
Perfect. He's super humble. He's down to earth. He's a bro.
Yeah, he's a bro for sure.
And
he does his press conference in his Allen Sabres jersey. He's just all about Buffalo, and I love it.
He's literally he's in the right spot.
Yeah.
He's got the right coaches. He's got the right city. I'm not worried about Allen.
What are your thoughts on the Bills crowd booing them as they leave the half?
I think it was semi-warranted. I just think that our fans need to relax and remember that we were 4-1 at the time. Like, we haven't had this record since 2008. Chill out.
Do you know what happened in 2008 too? We ended the season 7-9.
Of course we did.
Dude, can you imagine?
Who was the coach? Duran?
It must have been, yeah. Look it up.
Yeah, I am.
But can you imagine us right now, how bad the city would ride if we only win 2 of our next, 10 games? Dude,
Yeah.
I would flip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was Dick Duran. Damn, I should be on WGR.
Yo, dude, that was tight. That was.
Yeah.
I'll give you props for that. That was sick.
But anyways,
I don't know, Rex Ryan.
I think McDermott was there. So,
McDermott wasn't even born yet.
but yeah, that's awesome. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
But yeah, I think that as soon as we start focusing, because everyone sees it by now. You're right. He threw Andre Roberts by 8 yards, and he threw John Brown by 5.
Yeah, the thing is, we are winning by our defense, and luckily we're winning also by our special teams, which props to you because that was a phenomenal play.
Yeah, Micah Hyde friggin' silhouetted across the
it was
line.
like Lynn Swan recreated. Like, chill out, dude. Like, we get it, you're an athlete, you're in the NFL. But he
triple lutzed over the defender and ran into the touchdown.
Yeah, it's an ugly win, but any given Sunday, man, it's the NFL.
Right.
People fail to remember that it is literally the top 1% to ever play the game in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's the NFL. Any record doesn't matter. Teams don't matter. Ooh, it's a high school team. Chill out, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I am kind of pissed, and there is still opportunity for Fitz to be benched because he's Fitz. But I did want Allen to play Rosen because this would have been the year where he played all of the quarterbacks that came out of his class.
yeah, I feel bad for Rosen.
Yeah, me too.
He's definitely gotten screwed.
He's been in terrible situations.
Yeah, he went to Arizona. That wasn't the right fit. Then he
No.
went to Miami. Not the right fit. They're literally tanking for draft picks.
And can you imagine being him and having you go in the first round to Arizona and then them taking the first overall pick the next year? That is
just
demoralizing.
because the head coach changed?
That is demoralizing.
Absolutely.
So I do feel bad for him. Granted, I am lucky, or I am happy we didn't get him because I just don't care for his playing style.
Right.
But I do feel bad for him.
Yeah, I feel bad. And then a lot of people that listen and watch this podcast know that I'm a Clemson fan.
Yeah.
So we have to talk about Wilkins.
Oh, yeah, getting ejected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not something that happens coming out of Clemson's program
Right.
where they're all about character and integrity and being humble, down to earth, and doing the right thing. It's out of character. I obviously wasn't expecting that at all. I also missed it because I got released late from Final Formation. So,
Did you watch the replay?
yeah.
So tell me what happened because I missed it too because I was slaving away making cider.
He just punched a dude in the face.
Oh, okay.
And
that
it
wasn't
was
very exciting.
Yeah.
Someone else, Devonta Freeman punched a guy in the face too and he got ejected.
Really?
Yeah.
I think what happened with the Miami Bills situation was he had something lingering from college because in 2016 we beat Oklahoma and the guy that he punched went to Oklahoma. So I think that during that Natty win, the Natty run for 2016, I think that it was just built up and left from that. That's my personal opinion on what
The
happened.
guy he punched went to Miami, you're saying?
He went to Oklahoma, and the guy that punched went to
Oh,
Clemson.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
So the guy that punched went to Clemson, and the guy that he punched went to Oklahoma. So I think that it was something built up from college that just translated on the field during the game. Because it was literally when the game started.
Yeah.
We're out of time. So
We're not out of time.
we're definitely not out of time.
No.
We are business owners of this podcast.
We can do whatever
and we
we
can do
want.
whatever we want.
Yeah.
America.
America.
I will say.
So this has been the Buffalo Happy Hour podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But we should start to wrap it up for subscribers, listeners, followers on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Spotify. If you listen to us, then watch us on YouTube, because then you get a little bit more of an experience because you get to watch us interact, which is hilarious.
Right, yeah. And you can see the bottles that we're featuring, too. I mean, we can talk about all the bottles and all the companies that we're featuring, but you're right. It does create a unique experience, and you can see there's a beautiful Black Button bottle. We will be getting 2 cameras in the near future.
Yeah.
So we can have a more personalized experience.
Absolutely.
So it can be on both of our faces.
For sure.
Dude, we're going to have to zoom out when they go on my face, because my face will fill the whole frame.
I'm actually going to show the camera this bottle so they can see it.
Yeah, do it. So like Mike was saying, on Instagram, we're the Buffalo Happy Hour 12 again, because I'm still salty that somebody took the first 11 digits. On Twitter and everything else, we're just the Buffalo Happy Hour. On YouTube, go subscribe to us, leave a like. Also, leave a comment on something that you would like us to feature. Also, what we got to do is we got to take a picture of behind the bar of our collection right now to show people what we have back there.
For sure.
Because you and I keep referencing back there. I know that we did a couple episodes ago. So we'll take a picture behind the bar. Give us a reference on what type of whiskey or bourbon that you would like us to try. Even Scotch. I mean, we're trying to highlight Buffalo distilleries and surrounding area distilleries, but to be frank, there's not too many of them. And we're going to give the credence to the distilleries in the area. But also, the show isn't going to end after 5 weeks, so we still have to do other distilleries. So give us a comment on what your favorite whiskey is, and we'll give a rate and let you know what A+ checkmark rating it gets. So, yeah, so this has been the collaboration whiskey, right? Collaboration it is?
Yeah.
Collaboration whiskey with the Black Button Distillery. And this is episode 4 this time. I'm going to get it right.
There you go.
This is episode 4, Mike.
Derek, thanks for everything.
That's it. Have a good week, everyone.